Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Corner review. And today I'm going to review a movie that it came out last year technically, but I've just been able to see now because it just has come out DVD within the last month, and that is Shin Godzilla. And this is one I've been waiting for a year. I've been waiting for so long to see this, and it's just I knew it was gonna be good when I saw it, started seeing the images, but I finally got to see it. I've actually seen it with me and Ellen. I've actually seen it quite a number of times now, and and I just start by saying, wow. I mean, I mean, it's that's almost in other words you can't really say about it other than just wow. I mean, it is just one of the. I mean, I'm almost speechless. I don't know what to say about it. It's just such a good Godzilla movie. I mean, um, I'll just give you a little bit of what goes on in there. Might be a few spoilers here and there, but um, like I said, the way they undertook. I mean, this is supposed to be a reboot, and it's just a basic. If you have never seen Godzilla before, you can actually go into this and not be lost. You know, I mean, you don't have to see the other almost 30 so movies, including the American versions, to know what in the world's going on. So this is definitely the best jumping on point for a Godzilla movie. I definitely. So I'm gonna just give y'all a quick rundown of it, and just there may be a few spoilers in between. So you don't want to hear it, just wait, watch the movie first, and then come back to this. So basically, it starts off with them. And first off, it starts off for all the fans of the hardcore Godzilla fans out there who've definitely seen this. I know. Starts off with like the original Godzilla back in 1954 with the pounding footsteps, and then the big tile card that has the name on it, just like the original, and then him roaring, and then we go into the story. And we start off. There's the Japanese Coast Guard has found this boat off the coast, and that belonged to a scientist. And they want nobody on board, just a few of his belongings, but he had just vanished. And then suddenly there's like these big booming sounds, and then there's almost a collapse in a undersea tunnel, kind of like the channel in England, and between in Japan, and there's this like red goo everywhere and they're thinking what in the world is going on. It's like this is just strange. They think it's like, is it a volcano? But there's a volcano, earthquake. What is it? What's going on? And there's one guy that's already coming to that idea. We think it's a huge creature. I mean, there's like rumors of it, on the internet and videos and everything. And then there's like everybody's like, oh, you're just all this just like almost kind of shutting him down. You're making this into a joke and everything. But then later on in the middle of a meeting, they're like, turn on the TV. There's a development, and there's this humongous tail coming out of the water, and and they're like, okay, maybe there's something to this after all. And there's still a few skeptics, of course. Then he comes ashore, and it's just like, and it's like, but the thing is, he don't look. He can't. I said he. And then he comes ashore in the middle of all this going on and everything. He comes ashore for the first time, and he looks like this, and just say right off the bat, all images belong to Toho, not me. I'm just using to give illustrations, so don't get mad at me. So this is what he looks like when he first comes ashore. You can see right there real good. If you can see real good. I mean, he does it. It's like I'll get into more of that in a second, but it's like that's his first form, and and then he just proceeds to just plow a path of destruction right down through the city, and when he finally gets, and then finally later on he manages to stand up on his own two legs and lets out his first roar, and it's just like, whoa. It's almost like you get a chill down your spine seeing that. It's just like it's like I mean, it's just awesome. And then they try to launch an attack against him. There are people in the way, and he just runs back into the sea. And a little bit later on, he comes back out of the sea in his I say his fourth form, because in his fourth form, and he proceeds again to start making a beeline for Tokyo. And just no matter what they throw in, and here's the fourth form. He looks very much like the Heisei Godzilla, which I was very pleased with, and I loved that. And it just I thought was excellent that he looked like the Heisei Godzilla, because that's my personal favorite version of him. But he looks more like Burning Godzilla to me, and I thought that was awesome too. But again, it was like a joint American U.S. Like a U.S. and Japanese operation to try to bring him down. And no matter what they throw at him, he wouldn't come down. I mean, the fact that they were shooting him in the face with machine guns, and it won't even flinch. He was just walking, just still moving, not even phased. And no matter what the shells they throw at him, it just won't do nothing. The only thing that phased him was when the U.S. stealth bombers dropped bombs on him, and he looked like he was wounded. But again, bad idea, because in response, he unleashes his breath for the first time, and it's like, good gracious. I mean, it's like infinitely more devastating than the original Godzilla from '54. I mean, he unleashes it, and it's just like going everywhere. And it's like it starts off as like a big plume of smoke, then it's fire, and then it singles down to this little purple beam. And by the looks of it, the beam had no end range on it. I mean, it just kept going and going and going and going like a laser, and it was just cutting through everything. It's just devastated the entire city, and it's just like, but and it just devastated everything. It just left everything in shambles. But and at the end of all that, he just powered down and just kind of silvered aside, kind of went to like a hibernative state to just kind of rejuvenate his batteries. And it just left everybody in a state of what in the world are we going to do now? Nothing to affect him. And the U.S. government comes up with the idea of lob a thermonuclear weapon at him. While the Japanese folks are like, it just like, we need to come up with another idea not to have our country devastated. And they just come up with the idea of this blood coagulant and everything. And I'm just going to leave it there without getting too much. And they basically launched an attack against him. But I'm just not going without getting too much. I'm just going to leave it there and just say go see the movie, because for those who haven't seen it, I'm just going to end up spoiling the whole thing if I tell the ending. But it's just it definitely leaves off for another one. But I'm just not going to get into too many details. I'll just say it's kind of weird, really weird. And it's like, good gracious, kind of ending. But I will just say that if this one was definitely see this one. It was very, very, very well done. I mean, it was interesting how they went about the whole thing of like Godzilla. You actually see Godzilla come into what he is, what you know him to be. I mean, he starts off as like this undersea creature. I mean, you don't really get a view on him until you see a tail come out of the water. And it's like, I mean, this Godzilla is like a whole new breed. I mean, he ain't just like an undersea dinosaur. Matter of fact, the way they allude to it, he's not even an undersea dinosaur. He's just like an organism under the sea that just absorbed a bunch of dumped radiation that a bunch of radiation that was dumped into the sea, and he just absorbed and fed on it and started mutating into this creature. And he come out, as I said, you see him progress. You actually see him grow and mutate from just whatever he was to start with into this big monstrous dinosaurian looking creature. I mean, it's just, And the fact is, like, he just keeps adapting and mutating to things. I mean, you see it when I said the part of the movie where you see him go into his other form. It's like he start off with he's got like gills and everything, and then like you finally see him stand upright on his own 2 feet and let out that roar for the first time. It's like, oh, oh man, this is about to really escalate into something really bad. I mean, you see him actually grow his arms out. I mean, it just actually see him start to form into what we know. And then later on in the movie, when he show up in his fourth form as the Godzilla we all know, it's just like, oh, and it's just like he's unstoppable, but almost unstoppable at that point, like Godzilla we know. And and the and I thought it was interesting that they went with a purple beam this time. I guess since they've gone with like blue's like the trademark, and they've gone with like reddish orange and the other and some of the Heisei movies and also in the Millennium series a little bit. I guess they decided to go middle ground, go with purple this time. I mean, it's just like a whole new thing, and it's just like I said, he's just like a whole new breed of Godzilla. And he's way bigger than before. I mean, he's about as big as the skyscrapers that he's walking through in this movie. He's huge, and the life they gave in his tail so much more as where you see his tail's mostly dragging behind him, occasionally lifting up. This time his tail was almost like a serpent behind him, almost like a snake. It was almost like a creature of its own, and that definitely goes into more towards the end of the movie, which I'm not going into unless you've already seen it. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. But it's like and he's more dangerous than he's ever been before, because they've also mentioned in the movie that the way they thinking he's thinking of procreating, and the way it is like he's the kind of like he could almost sprout from like any cell in his body could sprout another one and another one and another one, and it's just like this Godzilla is almost like a disease, and like he's almost like because of the radiation, he's almost like a bacteria or a disease or a virus. I mean, he can just keep breeding and breeding and breeding just from his blood alone. And I thought that was like very interesting. But it's just like, I mean, they definitely succeeded in what they set out to do was make him scary again. I mean, he looks scary in the face. You've seen the posters and everything. He looks horrifying. So definitely, I give Shin Godzilla 2 thumbs way, way up. I mean, it's just an excellent movie. Definitely go find it. You can find it like Walmart. Find it wherever, as they say on the old commercials, wherever videos are sold. You find it wherever you find it online. Just definitely go see this movie. And as a bonus review, we also, I definitely say we because this is ours. The Shin Godzilla action figure. We found this. We found this when we were out and about, and definitely wanted to get this. This is just an awesome figure. You see, there's like definitely multi-joint. You see how big the tail is on this thing. That's how big it is in the movie. It is huge. It's a huge tail, and you see all the points of articulation, the posability, and his mouth opens there. You see there, like huge. His mouth will open about like a snake in the movie whenever his breath comes out. It's just huge. And I just thought I just definitely give this, along with the movie, 2 thumbs way up from both of us, because we both, I mean, to me, it's even better. This movie is even better than the legendary version. And Ellen actually said it is the best Godzilla movie. She is one of the best Godzilla movies she has ever seen before. It is one of the best she's ever seen. She likes this movie, and like I said, so do I. I mean, it's really good, and so definitely go see it. And if you get your hands on it, the Shin Godzilla action figure also. And I guess that. But what do y'all think? Have y'all seen it? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below what y'all thought of Shin Godzilla. And that's all for today, the Geek Corner review today. And As always, like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, tell all your friends, and I'll see y'all next time.